since you can't hear the music, I guess I'll have to talk over it. Good morning, everybody. Lovely to have you here. It is 9 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. On the West Coast of the East Coast, we are right here. My. And we have a nice time last night. That was great fun. I'm working with Joshua on a new sound control system that we're going to use to try to get things working better so that we have so you can hear when I play a video. You should be able to hear the video as well as see it, and somehow it's not coming through. So we're working on it. It's difficult and complicated and frustrating and all like that there, but we're getting there. Somebody is calling me Father Fish. Hi, Sarah. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good.
You got a new apartment.
I did.
That's congratulations.
Guess what?
What?
I also got a new salon.
A new what?
Salon.
Oh, a new salon. Oh, really?
Yes.
So where are you now?
I'm off the interstate in Sarasota.
Oh, my.
Yeah, but it's a salon suite. It's like a little room.
Oh, so it's your own place.
Yes.
Oh, aren't you something?
I know. Hard work pays off.
Good job.
Hard work pays off.
Well, I'm proud of you. How's your betta doing?
Thank you so much.
How is your betta?
He's great. He's my little friend, and I just love him so much. I was wondering if I could get his plant.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have extra.
I do.
Okay,
That'll be
well, I have money.
well. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll tell you what. My beard needs trimming. Why don't we do a little barter?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right. I'm tied up until about 10 o'clock.
Okay, sounds good.
But I'll make sure you got some plants.
Okay, thank you. I won't be here, but if you feel like leaving them on the doorstep.
I'll do it. Okay.
Okay, and then we can you want to make a date to do your beer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's see.
Sorry, everybody.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
So I can do tomorrow?
Okay. Well, I'm not. Yeah. What time?
Before 12?
I think I'm going to be going out collecting tomorrow. Let me see. You gonna be here?
Yeah, I think Wednesday might work better.
That'll work better for me too.
Okay.
Tomorrow is my birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Really, I'm going to be 81.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll definitely come over there. You better be ready.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, dear.
Well, what about you want to do Wednesday at like 10 o'clock?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. See you then.
See you then. Bye,
Bye.
Sarah. Sarah, sweet young lady. Her parents live next door. And she's just an absolute delight, as you could probably tell by hearing her voice. A real sweet girl. All right, let's get YouTube open here. We need a live chat. And let's see, we got 18 here. What's going on? Renew my membership in what? I don't know. Renew my membership. All right, little oddball start there. Um, let's see. Brad's here. Brad, let me run through our list of visitors this morning. Uh, let's see. We'll get up here. Roman Chirac. Roman's going to come up a little later. He's got something he wants to show us, so that'll be fun. Gordon Hayes. Hello, Gordon. Good morning to you. My Fish Tank Aquatics. My Fish Tanks Aquatics. Hello, hello. Happy to see you. Here, I can get over here. Patricia Powers. Good morning, Patricia. Prime Ape Me Ape. Prime Ape Me Ape. Hello, hello. Happy to see you. Francis Powers. Good morning. 3G. Good morning. Corinna Resh Aquatics. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Debbie Russell. Hi, Debbie. Brad Hobbies. Good morning, Brad. Tam Shepard is here. Hi, Tam. Lumpy Dog. Chilling at home listening. Happy to see you, Lumpy Dog. Crusader 34. Father Fish, happy birthday. What do you think of sumps versus canister filters for planted tanks? I prefer sumps because it gives you an extra tank that you can raise more plants in. It also gives you, I think, a more natural kind of system. Debbie Russell. Hello, Debbie. Happy birthday. Thank you. Vanoksky is here. Good morning, Vanoksky. Gordon Hayes. Happy birthday, he says. Mark Amok 389. Hello, everyone driving can't chat. Hands on the wheel there, Mock. Nice to have you with us. New local Austin. Good morning, Father Fish and the congregation. Will bless you, my child. Gordon Hayes, I want to put some dry oak and the magnolia leaves in a cotton bag and put them in a local creek or lake. How long should I leave them submerged? Huh, that's really interesting. A cotton bag. It's worth a try. Oh, I don't know. A week or two. See how they look in a week. Maybe give it another week. It might take a month, but I think a week will be good. Tisha. Hello, Tisha. She's saying, I haven't followed a live stream in a while. I forget it or have other things to do. Well, nice to have you with us, Tisha. Tisha has her very own channel over on Discord on the Father Fish server, and it is just like she is an absolute delight. You need to come over and visit. She's a seamstress and a gardener and a magnificent aquascaper, just a remarkable young woman. Do come join us there. Let's see. Tam Shepard got these Siamese algae eaters moved to another tank. Oh, she has big ones. Everybody else in the tank seems much happier. Did you get a big net, Tam? She was talking about it yesterday, and I recommended. See if I can find it. Recommended she get a big net. I can't find my net. Where in the world is it? I don't know. Huh. Odd. Well, there it is. Right there. There's my net. That's what I catch stuff with. I catch little as well as big with that. And I never have to chase the fish with it. The whole idea with a big net is you trap the fish. You trap it basically up against the front glass and then lift it straight up and you got them. Makes it really simple. Ruben. Good morning, Ruben. Nice to see you. Chris Trapp, good morning. Have a great week. You too. Everybody saying good morning, good morning, good morning. Texas Fish is lurking. Let's see. Tisha wants to know if it's my birthday today. No, it's tomorrow, actually. We're going to celebrate Wednesday. So I'm changing it to the 15th. My birthday, for all intents and purposes, is the 15th. Roman Chirac and a cutie, he says. Yes, talking about Tisha. A cutie indeed. Patricia Powers, Tisha is awesome and has more energy and talent than I'll ever have. She really is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. And she says, okay. Ruben, in front of the building, there's a large magnolia tree. Can I use these leaves for the aquarium? Yeah, but they need to be thoroughly dry. Once they fall off the tree, they're fine. Don't pick them off the tree. You can't do that. Wait until they die and fall off. Then you can use them. Getting a larger net was the best thing I ever did, says Patricia. Oh, I know what you mean. It's really true. It changes your whole fish aquarium experience, doesn't it? It's kind of remarkable. Tam, I did get 2 big nets, trapped them against the front glass, worked just like you suggested. Bravo, Tam. Good job. Triple J, happy early birthday. Thank you so much. Tisha, Patricia Powers, I don't have endless energy. I try to complete a garment or outfit in small steps at a time. Do you know, that's interesting. I learned that lesson many years ago when I was in college, how to do things a bit at a time. Since then, I have not applied that principle consistently at all. I know it to be true. This is perverse. I know it to be true. I know if you have a big project and you break it down into pieces and you do one piece at a time. Let me take you back. When I was in my second year in college, sophomore, I took a course in classical philosophy, and we had to write a paper for the class, for the course. I chose to write a paper on Spinoza. I outlined the paper, wrote it all down, and then every day I would work on one of those line items in that outline. I'd sit at the typewriter for 1 hour and type each section. So it was kind of raw. I would then spend some time during the day, the next day, researching that next step. I did that. It took 2 weeks to write the paper, turned it in. I not only got an A+ on it, I won an award for it with the Young Philosophers of Kentucky, if you will. Went to college in Barberville, Kentucky. Was honored at a banquet, received a plaque. It was remarkable. The professor was stunned. It was such a brilliant piece of work. And all it was a disciplined piece of work. Wasn't particularly brilliant at all. It just wasn't thrown together at the last minute. It showed care and organization and, kind of flowed. So I learned that lesson then really well. Since then, I've almost never applied it. Perverse, isn't it? Just perverse. Something I know to work, I know to be true, I know to be brilliant, I know to be an effective way to proceed with difficult issues, and yet I've never consistently applied it. And why is that? Because it required discipline. And I must say, I am not particularly disciplined. In some areas, I am, but in areas of work and structure and organization, I simply am not. I know I can be, I know it can be done. Oh, well, I don't know why I'm getting into that. All right, let's back up a little bit. Tam Shepard talking about two nets. Tisha Energy, Triple J. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you. Sandy Dimmond. My first time in your chat. Well, nice to have you here, Sandy. Lumpy Dog. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I guess. I think the first thing you need to do if you're going to eat an elephant is preserve it so it will be edible. Tam Shepard, make sure to visit Father Fish's new store, fatherfishaquarium.net. Yeah, we've got a great new website. Still working on it, trying to get things built and looking good, but it's nice. And we're so thankful J Dog put it together for us. And it's wonderful. Let's see. Patricia, discipline takes a lot of energy, and that seems to wane over the years. Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. My discipline always went to things that I was really excited about. And there were a number of projects I was involved in. Some of them took years, just every day, every day, every day for years. I remember one was getting approval for and building an apartment complex dedicated to my father that was designed specifically for deaf people. I spent years, 3 years, promoting that, doing everything that was required to get it. We got it approved as a Section 8 project, which was appropriate under the circumstances. I made a couple of mistakes, though. The biggest one of which, well, there were really two. Number one was setting it up so that a developer owned it rather than the organization itself. That was a serious mistake. And then once I made that mistake, choosing a developer that was forced upon me rather than by the mayor of the city, rather than choosing the one I wanted. And those two errors caused the project to fail. We got it built. We got a $20 million building built, and it's still there, and it's still beautiful. But the project itself failed because we didn't pay attention to those two issues. I don't know what that's relevant to particularly. I seem to be way off track today, but my hunch is I'm not. My hunch is it all kind of comes together. It all weaves together. Here's a thread I could pull. What is his name now? I went on Facebook and I found a young man who I worked with, way back when we were doing all this stuff, and I was trying to Carl. I'm not going to say his name. First name Carl. A young deaf man who's not now young anymore. He's now in his 50s, I guess. He was 10 years younger than me, so he's going to be in his 60s. late 60s, probably. I found him to kind of give you a sense of what I was about years ago. He was in jail on the Eastern Shore in an open cell. He was there because he was essentially homeless. He was deaf and socially very limited. And they were holding him there because they didn't want to put him out on the street and he needed a place. So finally they found me and I got him up to Baltimore and got him involved in a bunch of things. One of the things I got him involved in, I had a fish room in the basement of the church. I had tanks all over the church, but in the basement area of a little building that sat next to the church, I had a fish room, about 25, 30 tanks. And he took an absolute, had a fascination for him, got deeply involved, and was really the kind of the master breeder, if you will, taking care of these fish. Got him a job a little later at the National Aquarium. Communications was an issue, so he couldn't do much directly with the fish, but we got him into maintenance, and he loved the job. It was wonderful. When I left, shortly thereafter, he married and moved out of the building into a home in Catonsville, I think. Is now a grandfather. Just remarkable. Giving him a chance to have a life. He just leapt at it. He jumped at it. And has had a good life. So anyway, I ran across him yesterday on Facebook and was able to send him a message and say hello. Haven't heard back yet. I'm sure I will. Sweet young man. Oh, let's see. Roman Chirac. Oh, yeah. You want to come up, Roman? Let's do it. Rigo. Hey, Rigo. Thank you so much. Question: is algae beneficial in tanks? Yeah, no more than any other plant, and no less, truthfully. How about it, Roman? You think algae is beneficial?
Yeah, I do actually, especially in outdoor tubs.
Hear you talk. There.
So this is my resurrection tub.
Oh, wonderful! Oh, that's
transferred
great.
To a rimless 5.5 gallon tank.
Oh, I love it.
And there's 7 baby bettas in there. They're about 1.25 inches long right now.
Huh.
They were born in the resurrection tub.
How nice.
And then I took them outdoors for a while because outdoors you don't have to worry about feeding so much.
Right.
And then once this tank had settled down after I transferred all the contents over, I put them back in here because outdoors getting cool in the mornings now, about 54 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. And you can see actually the steam, the water vapor coming off the tubs because I'm heating the water.
Oh, yeah. And
in the morning air, you can see the water vapor coming off the water. There's so these, when I transferred all the muck over and it settled down, there was tons of those little worms. What do they call them? Nematodes?
Yes.
Just tons of them. And as soon as I put these bettas in, they started diving down to the bottom and eating the nematodes, and now there are none.
Didn't they? Really? You bet.
So I think I've got to go back to some supplemental feeding. I do have some white worms and some grindle worms. I'll be using that to help them along.
Nice.
But they are just stunning. these little fish. You're getting a phone call?
That's okay. I turned it off. Go right
So
ahead.
that's when I was transferring the mud over from the tub to this aquarium. I drained out most of the water so I wouldn't have a big mucky mess to move around. And I just used a soup ladle and transferred all the mud over.
Wow.
And then once the water had cleared, the little bit of water that was there, then I was able to add back the original water and some tub water from outdoors to fill it up. And I put a little heater in there, a 50-watt heater. And this is it in the morning sunshine coming through. I also added some leaves from my outdoor tubs because all the leaves had been broken down over time by the microfauna that's in the water.
Sure.
And so I've added more leaves, and it looks like a lot of them are going. It's just the veins are left.
Oh, really?
They're soft leaves.
Great.
They're maple. A lot of them
Nice.
are maple. So I'm gonna go. And now there's a good time to pick the oak leaves off the ground.
Yep.
So that's what I have to show you.
I love it. Yeah, Roman was one of the first people who did the resurrection last Easter. There was Easter Sunday when we kicked that off. How appropriate. And he's been showing us the sequence of it. He set it up in a refrigerator tray, one of the drawers, a refrigerator drawer, and it was just brilliant. It's had a real history, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, nice to see it like this.
All right, folks. Thank you so much. Take care now.
Thank you, Roman. Appreciate it. Take care. Bye for now. Isn't that wonderful? Let's see. Let me back up a little. That was a call from Chuck. I really ought to call him back. I don't know what he wants. Well, I'll do it later. I don't need to spend my time with you on the phone. Let's see. Gordon is saying, Gordon Hayes, thinking about getting one of your oceans in a bag soon with a soil mix from your video work in saltwater also. What salinity should I have the local fish store mix the water? You can mix it yourself. Just buy a hydrometer. It's about $10-15 for a hydrometer, and then you will save the cost of it on your first bag of salt. So buy a bag of salt, costs about $20 to $25, makes 50 gallons. Another 15 to 20 for a hydrometer. And that's going to keep you going for a year. And you can do it yourself. About 22 to 23 on the hydrometer. So you want it salty, but not brackish, just above brackish. Right over 20, just over 20. Let me show you what he's talking about. For those of you who were not here last night, I have my aquarium display here. And let's see what we have here. I just put a piece of grass from my salt tank. Where's the camera? Here. You see what we're looking at? These are pygmy seahorses. They're 1 inch long. Well, we also have pipefish, hermit crabs, snails, starfish, little tiny ones. These are sold. We will have another batch later in the week. We have a special package deal. It's called, what are we calling it? Ocean in a bag. Ocean in a bag. You get 5 seahorses. You get 1 or 2 pipefish, a handful of snails and hermit crabs, 1 or 2 starfish, uh, in a bag shipped for $100. And instructions to be able to set up a small 5-gallon or smaller. Recommend 5-gallon, but you can use a big goldfish bowl. And you also get a starter culture of hatching brine shrimp. The decapsulated hatching brine shrimp with instructions on how to use it. So something really exciting. Isn't that fun? You can order that kit through fatherfishaquarium.net. It's not listed, so you have to send me a note. You can do it through PayPal, Fatherfish Aquarium, or Fatherfish at fatherfish.net. Fatherfish at fatherfish.net on PayPal. You can order it through there. You can order it by sending me an email, fatherfish at fatherfish.net. You can call me up. I'm going to be posting my address and phone number on all of my streams, all of my videos. So you'll be able to find that down in the whatever it's called, the description. Down in the description box are all of the links. All of those links are also posted on Discord. If you go over to Discord, there's a special channel there that has all the fatherfish links. I think it's up. I don't know. We're getting it up. Let's see. Tam Shepard said, "My goodness, that resurrection tub looks great, Roman. Hard to believe that started out in a refrigerator drawer. It has done well. It certainly has. Just absolutely amazing. A pretty natural tank." Let's see. Thank yous to and from Roman. Oh, okay. Tisha wants to make one. We'll buy a big cheap bottle with lid soon, and we'll collect from an easy to reach spot nearby with wet leaves. Yeah, Tisha has a really nice stream or creek near her that she's gotten some really nice stuff out of. Misfit. Hello, Misfit. Good to see you. J-Dog. There he is. Can make a listing for it real quick. Yeah, do please. Email a pic and what's in it. I need to do a pic. How am I going to do that? I need to learn how to take a picture on my computer. I don't know how to do that. Tam Shepard, Tori has the info link posted. Great. So we've got it there. It is ready to go. I'm at the bottom of the list here. Isn't that amazing? How'd I do that? What do we have? We got 36 watching and 30 thumbs up and 2 thumbs down. Somebody's unhappy. I think I know who. I've been having discussions with some plenum people who came on the sand video and are going on and on and on about plenums. And I've been holding the line, basically taking the position that the problem with plenums is they're short term. They don't last more than a year. And if they do, it's because they turn into a regular old deep substrate. But the research that was done in England on the plenums over a period of years demonstrated that they're good for about a year and not much more than that. So anyway, that's just been kind of interesting. Not sure what's worse, plenum people or flat earth. You go, Chris. I know. You know what it is? I'll tell you exactly what it is. Because it came up in a comment. The fellow was talking with went through a whole big explanation of the science of explaining in enormous detail exactly how the whole thing worked, and he ended it by saying, "That's real science." And I responded to him by saying, what you don't understand about the deep substrate is that's real nature. Think about that for a minute. Science is supposed to explain, not create. You understand what I'm saying here? It's a little tricky to get hold of, but it's really kind of key. What we have there's a profound misapprehension about the nature of science, as though science is somehow God-like, as though science is somehow the ultimate in truth. Whereas, in point of fact, science is nothing more than a method. It's not a thing. That is to say, it's not a worldview. It's a methodology. It's a way of studying, a way of researching, and a way of testing what is believed to be true. So the belief to be true, the truth, is external to the science. Science does not derive truth. Science tests hypotheses. It tests ideas. And where do those ideas and hypotheses come from? They come from our observation, our experience, our knowledge, our wisdom, our Weltanschauung, our worldview of what reality is. We then test that using the scientific method. But we do not derive truth from science. We test what we believe to be true using this scientific method because it's a rigorous intellectual method. It's a method of testing. That's all it is. It's not a worldview. There is no scientific worldview. That's a complete misunderstanding of the nature of science. Science is not a religion. I guess that's the key. And those who want to treat it as a religion are missing what the true religion is, because it's got nothing to do with science. Science is nothing more than an attempt by human beings to make sense of reality. Okay? It's different. It's not the source of reality. It is a way of getting at it. And it's constantly evolving, constantly changing. Because as we discern one thing to be true and we test that, we find, oh no, that's not right. Something else is here. And we keep growing and going beyond it. That's the method. The method is to increase in understanding of the nature of reality. And we use this essentially intellectual system as a way of deriving that, as a way of getting at that. If you don't understand it, it's because you really don't believe there's any reality beyond your own discernment. You don't believe there is ultimate reality. You believe only that reality is what you think it is and what the greatest minds think it is. Well, that's not reality. That's a window into reality. But reality exists apart from all of that. Reality is ultimate. Reality is final. There is one reality. We discern it. We study it. We research it. We look into it. We try to find it. We try to duplicate it. And that's what these little fish tanks are. These little fish tanks are an attempt to create an environment in which reality, in which nature can naturate, in which nature can expose itself to us so that we can see it, just like Roman's little tank. He started with mud and put it in a small container and watched it, observed it. And it's now 6 months later, 4 months later, it's become something else. But that's been the growing of it, that's been the expansion of it, that's been the development of it. It's nothing he's done to bring it about. It's come about all by itself by virtue of the process that we try to duplicate here. So that's my real problem, I think, with the plenum people. They're trying to construct a natural environment kind of piece by piece and put it all together like a jigsaw puzzle. And that's not what reality is. It's not what nature is. The problem with doing that is you get it and then it falls apart. It's short term. It doesn't last because it's not created to be a stable, long term, permanent, healthy, natural environment. It's synthetic. It's an attempt to create a synthetic environment, an artificial environment that will somehow duplicate something or other, not sure what that really is. It's simply an attempt to use the scientific method as a way of constructing something rather than a way of explaining something. I guess I've dug that hole deep enough. I'm going to need more coffee. Yeah, me too. And Liquid Zoo. Frisky Fish Lady and Liquid Zoo. I'm with you two guys. Yeah, I've dug that hole as deep as I care to go. Let me out of here. We all have a perspective that can alter our perception. Amen to that. Misfit. Those people like that are so clueless, unfortunately. Being a maintenance professional, I deal with those situations frequently. It's sickening how one-sided and opinionated and demeaning a lot of, and he maybe goes on. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. You find this a lot with the saltwater people. They are oh so very. It has to be exactly like this. And if it's not just exactly like that, then, it's all wrong. You know, that misses the joy of what really is going on. GARF, GARF, no longer exists. They have a website up still that has probably more material information on it than any other place you can go to about how to set up and maintain a deep substrate saltwater environment. GARF.org. GARF.org. You may have to do a little research to find what you want, but it's stupendous. They shut down some years ago, but the website is still up and it's just a library of information, resources, research, and so forth. But all of it based on creating a natural environment. And it ran head first into all of these reef experts who wanted to be able to create a coral reef out of mechanical bits and pieces and put this structure together using all sorts of mechanical systems, devices, filters, all of this stuff as a way of creating somehow a very unnatural natural environment. And it works, sort of, and you can refine it, sort of. You can keep it going, but the minute you turn your head, it's crashed and burned because it's utterly dependent on you having your hands in there every second of every day, keeping the thing going. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to say, okay, there is a process beyond me that is ongoing that I can see when I look out the window. When I walk down a path, I can see there's a natural process there. Let me see if I can bring that into my aquarium and get it going, and it works. You can do it. Now, it's not absolute. We don't have running water going through our tanks. We don't have rain coming in or the sun baking down on it. We don't have vast expanses that are expanding and interplaying with each other. We have a little square box, a glass box with some stuff in it. But it is utterly remarkable how natural that environment can be if we simply give it a chance to be natural and to function in a natural way. Roman Chirac, New Local Austin, and Melissa Corchesney had an interesting question earlier at 9:20. Let's see if I can find it. 9:20. Let's see. Gordon is saying, I'm thinking about getting one of your oceans in a bag soon. And he's talking about the soil mix. And the answer is yeah, absolutely. This tank down here has an original substrate from the old shop, a freshwater substrate. I took the water out, put salt water in. It's the only change I made. I can't move that camera to show you. It's a fixed camera. But you can see the tank. Sort of. 921. Let's see. Saying your tank is beautiful. I have a question about the good timing feeding. I feed my fish 3 times a week. A good time should be less than 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes. Oh, that's interesting. So, how much food should you put in when you do feed? Really good question. I put in enough food. Excuse me. If I have very aggressive feeders, enough food for it to be eaten immediately. So a minute, less than a minute, 30 seconds. If they're all eating. If you have fish that are nibblers, as I have in my 40 long, it takes them forever to get to it. Then I'll drop a cube in there once a week or twice a week and let them work on it. Some of them may not get to it for hours. Basically, that's the answer. If they're feeding aggressively, you want to put no more food in than is needed to be completely eaten up and wiped out in less than a minute. Don't put enough in there for them to be feeding for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. You'll be overdoing it substantially. Good question. Let's see. New Local Austin starting a Daphne colony. How do you feed it? Green water and yeast. But when are they hungry? And how much is the right amount? The way to do that is to feed it every day. If you will maintain a separate container for green water. Green water is preferable. You can use yeast. Green water is better, but you need to culture it. The best way to culture it is outdoors in some kind of a tub. You want to make sure it has nutrition in it because the the algae needs to feed on something. It can be little more than some leaves, some dead bugs, that sort of thing. If you can do it in one of the big 5-gallon jugs that the sun can hit, that's a good way to do it. That also allows you to keep a mesh screen on top so you keep things out of it. They're going to eat the algae. And then be very careful not to get Daphne in it because they'll wipe it out. But then feed some of that every day. You'll kind of get a sense of it. Feed it every day. If it gets clear too quickly, then give them a little more. The Daphne really do need to be eating all day, different from fish. But then you're feeding them live, and that's a world of difference. All right. Let's jump to the bottom now. I think. Oh, Tish is saying she's going to make a video walking to the spot. Yeah, it's a spot where she is able to get some really nice aquatic, wild, natural stuff. Okay. Misfit. I get extremely upset. There's been a few times I either wouldn't work for people or rip them a new one for being so disrespectful. Even had one customer come at me. I knew it's crazy. I ran a shop, so I saw it all the time. There were people, actually, there was a second shop in town that catered to the so-called high-end coral reef scapers. And I catered to the low end. And never the twain shall meet. We anybody who came in my store who was a high-end techie looked around and left. Went down to the other store, found a home, and that's where they lived. So the division was kind of absolute. Know exactly what you mean. I was the same way. I would not work on a tank that was a high-tech tank. Just wouldn't do it. Too many things can go wrong and do consistently. Patricia's saying, I think watching my tank is the best. Keeps me from talking, and then I'm present for the beauty in front of me. Amen to that. Amen to that. Lots of saltwater people are in it for status. Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. Roman Chirac, new local Austin. We did that. Yeah, did that question. Misfit, when I got those customers, first thing I'd ask is, why did you call me to do it? And the reason they called you is because it's failing. But they don't want to admit that it's failing because they have overcomplicated the thing to the point where it's become virtually impossible to maintain it. And they think they've done, such a wonderful job because they've spent $25,000 on it. So it must be magnificent, right? Trust me. It fails. It fails. And when it fails, for the second or third time, they give up. It's the way it works. Let it be, Freaky Lady says. Freaky Fish Later. Tam Shepherd, don't forget to pop over. Hit the like button. Misfit. Only way I've gotten where I am now in the hobby is by keeping an open mind and being watchful and understand. Simple as that. People like that seem to get very stagnant in their hobby. Yeah, amen. That's really true. If you're not growing, then you're really not understanding what's going on. The hobby is a hobby you have to grow into, and there's no place for you in. I've been doing it now for 70 years, and I feel like in an awful lot of areas, I haven't even scratched the surface. I mean, there's such an enormous breadth and depth to this hobby. Nobody could take all of it in. It's just really absurd to even think so. What I'm trying to do is concentrate on one or two basics so I can teach, so I can get new people started doing something that's going to be right, that's going to work, that they're not going to have to struggle with or fight over or go crazy trying to maintain. Melissa, let me see, Melissa. We need to turn you blue. Most of my fish are aggressive feeders, so now I've got a good idea. Yeah, that's the difference it makes. Misfit, I don't have a problem doing high tech, but the sheer amount of disrespect coming from some people on the matter is unreal. I think it's because they have an investment, and it's a big dollar investment and a big time investment, and they don't want to admit that there's an easier, simpler, less expensive way to do it because that would make them feel like a fool, I guess. Yeah, Chris Trapp, those failed aquarists are where you find deals online when they're selling their. Amen to that. Amen to that. Absolutely true. We're Dunlap. I avoid the high-end techie subjects. I prefer fish keeping to be easier, not complex, not expensive, and not anal. That's it, isn't it? That's it. But to be able to do that, you have to believe that there is a process outside ourselves that occurs naturally that is healthy and wholesome and creative and so forth. If you don't believe that, then you don't allow yourself to do it. You rather try to find all of these mechanical things, structures, whatnot, to be able to somehow put it all together like some kind of a 4D jigsaw puzzle that's going to create this beautiful environment that somehow every time one little thing goes wrong, it all comes to the ground, rather than understanding there's a natural process. And all you have to do is create the opportunity for that to take place, and you're good to go. And it's frankly the easiest thing in the world to do. It absolutely is. It does it all by itself with little or no intervention on your part. Going high tech can be beneficial in some cases, but most people just keeping a tank or two, it's not worth it or practical. Or 5 or 10, if you got 50 tanks, you're going to be in trouble trying to maintain a high-tech system with 50 tanks, unless you somehow got them all tied together. And then that thing goes bust and you really are in trouble. So yeah, low tech, simple, basic, it takes care of itself because there is a process, a natural process. All you have to do is turn that switch on to get it started, and it happens. Chris Trapp, sand, plants, microfauna, heater, water, light, a simple pump, and fish is my recipe. That'll work. That'll work real well. Mo M. Can't stay. I have a class. Wanted to say good morning. Good morning to you, Mo M. Misfit. Father Fish. Amen. Thank you, guys. Oh, well, all right. We've beaten that horse to death, I guess. We just spent an hour blowing smoke, I think. Here. One more time. I'm going to have these available through the fall. There'll be $100 kit. So we'll try to get them going. I've got these are sold, but I'm going to get more this week. So try to hang in there with us. We will do it. We have blown an hour here. Love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. 52 people are still here. My word, courageous souls. Courageous souls all. All right. Thank you all. Apparently the music isn't working, so I guess I won't fool with it. Check Discord. Get on my YouTube channel. I've been working on putting it together so it's a lot more usable. So check it out. Tell me what you think. If you find it's helpful, I'd like to know. If you find it's complex or you have ideas about how to improve it, let me know. Happy to make changes. I think you can post comments and community. If not, just put them on any video. I read all comments, so I will get to yours. I try to do it. Try to keep up daily, best I can. Good smoke, Tam says. Bravo. Jerry, hello, Jerry. Let's get Jerry. Let's get Jerry turned blue. Right. All right. Bless you all. I'm going to be back Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock. So we will see you all then. Wednesday morning at 9. Bye for now. Take care.